Yeah, at this stage, Tippett, McVeigh, Rowan and Heaney will be available for selection. So just a matter of who we pick and coming to that decision probably tomorrow.
How do you weigh that up, John? Who to play, how many to play, given you had Pappy last week as well?
Yeah, it's obviously a consideration. I mean, great to have the players back available, getting Tommy Pappy back last week and getting those 4 available for selection this week. Tippett hasn't missed a lot of football and did a big pre-season, so he's probably fitness-wise in pretty good shape. The others have been training for the last few weeks and training well. We'll just make that decision based upon some more knowledge after training today, how they pull up tomorrow, and make the call. Whether they all play yet, we're not quite sure.
It's a positive maybe play on until then through the reserves first for a week.
Maybe, but we'll address each individual case as we see fit, and each of those have got different backgrounds, and so we'll look at each of those backgrounds and see how they're all been pulling up after training and make a considered decision with all the information in front of us on Thursday. So at this stage, they'd certainly be all available for selection, which is good news. Sorry, Naismith. Naismith's probably is a 4-week injury, so it was a medial that he did last week at training. He's missed 1 week, so he'd have 3 weeks to go. He's still in a brace at this stage. That's normal, and we're hoping to get him back in a month.
Leon, how are you off the injuries front there?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, should play. He copped a knock on his shin on the game on Saturday. He was cleared of scans today. Hopefully he can train tomorrow, but given we have a 7-day break, we expect him to get up. That's probably Steve Johnson will train tomorrow. Hopefully he'll put his hand up, but his knee has been sore for the last couple of weeks, so that'll be interesting. And young Harry Himmelberg, who hurt his rib in the earlier game on Saturday, he's probably going to miss a week, which is disappointing. So he would have been probably considered pretty heavily this week in the one. So he's probably going to miss a week or so. No, we expect him to play. He just got a stinger when he got hit in the third quarter with his shoulder, so he'll play on Saturday.
John, any doubt over Lance Franklin, obviously with that call, not doing too much today?
No, we expect him to play. I mean, obviously, coming off a corky that he received early in the game, he wasn't planning to do much today. He did a little bit off legs work, and we expect him to do training fully on Thursday and be available to play, so it should be fine.
Luke, I know the young players always come and done their job there, but how exciting is it now to finally be able to get some of those senior troops back?
Oh, it's always exciting to have blokes like Macca and Isaac and Tippo back in action, and they're at their best. They're in our best 22, and they've all been leaders of the club, and so have been so crucial for this club's success in the past. And but yeah, we'll run out with the team who we run out with on the weekend and have full faith in that team who runs out. That's our best side that we can put out in the park.
How's the confidence levels, Luke, around the group? Obviously not a great start to the season, but how's the confidence levels amongst the players?
Yeah, I think we know what we need to get back to, and look, the main thing is we keep doing it out on the track at training, and keep improving week in, week out, and working on those areas that we need to work on. But look, we haven't lost confidence at all in the standard of football that we can play. I think we've been a good team for a number of seasons, and you don't just lose that in a month of football. So yeah, I have full faith that we've got the right team to be able to bounce back and get our season back on track.
How do you kind of assess your own start to the season there?
Oh, it's probably been similar to the team. I think it hasn't been up to my standard that I set for myself, and look, I need to improve as an individual and keep needing to drive the group to get better as well. And it was probably a step forward on the weekend with my own personal game, but look, I think the main thing for us is that we have weighted numbers, and we have a lot more guys playing up to the standard that they know they can play to. We'll have no problem getting back to where we know we can be.
John, you've experienced obviously a lot of success with the Swans. Is this the toughest experience you've had as a senior coach for the Swans at the start of the season?
Well, we haven't had 4 in a row at the start of the season, so I think if you look at the numbers, clearly it has been. But we're aware that we've missed some players, but we're also aware that we need to, our players that have been playing haven't been up to the level of consistency that we wanted them to. We haven't played a consistent brand of footy for the first month of the season. We can't escape that. We have got confidence that we can get back to that good form, but we need to do it for longer than what we've been doing it. We've shown patches, but very few of them to this point. We're clearly disappointed in the start we've had. And whilst we're really looking forward to getting some players back this week and confident that they can help us both in the short and medium term, they're not going to be the answer. We need to, we can't be waiting for the players that we get back into the team this week to automatically fix our form and consistency over 4 quarters. And they'll certainly help, but we need to be better for longer.
Across the weekend, we heard coaches like Alistair Kyson and Nathan Buckley talk about the personal toll a difficult start to the season takes on them. How are you travelling personally in terms of frustration and, I guess, not being where you want to be?
Yeah, that's part of coaching. I mean, we've been fortunate to be able to experience some really competitive, great seasons. And if you think you're going to sail through and not have any challenges thrown at you in this business, you're not being realistic. And that's the reality of it, whether you're a player or a coach. And so you understand it and you get on with the job. We're very confident that we've got a strong playing group that will return to their best. There's no guarantees in this game as far as it's definitely going to be this week or next, and there's no easy way of doing it. You need to put them head to the grindstone and work hard and get greater numbers doing that. And we're confident that'll happen, but we need to get going, clearly.
Callan, you guys have been flying since round 1, but I imagine you're probably fairly wary of the Swans side you'll be facing this Saturday?
Yeah, we are. We've obviously round 1 was disappointing for us, but since then we've slowly built up to some pretty good form. The Swans played in the grand final last year, so we respect the Swans extremely highly. We always have and we always will. We love playing the Swans because the brand of footy is so fierce and it's so intense. So it's going to be on this weekend for sure.
That 129-point loss back in 2013 a distant memory now? You guys aren't little brothers anymore, are you?
No, I didn't even remember that, to be honest. All I remember is how intense it is against the Swans always. Whether it was 2012 or 13 or 16 last season, it's always a good game against them. So, this year against no different for sure.
It must be amazing to see how far you guys have come in terms of that competition between, like, the rivalry now.
Yeah, I feel like the rivalry's building every year. I come here every year and I say it's built over the last 12 months. It's no different this year. I think Luke would probably say the same. The rivalry's definitely building. It's building the game of AFL in Sydney, which is great.
Callan, you've never won at the SCG. You've ticked off a lot of firsts in the last 12, 18 months. Is this another one you'd like to get?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're in it to win it. We're not coming out here, to lose. We're obviously trying to win the game. We have been ticking off heaps of firsts. We've played here 4 times and haven't won, so it'd be nice to get a win this weekend. But we just have to go back to playing good basic footy and playing hard, tough footy because it's against the Swans.
At this stage of the season, you expect it to be at that intensity of that finals game last year?
Yeah, I expect it to be like that, yeah. I mean, every game is extremely intense. As we know, the competition's so even now. Any team can turn up on a day and play extremely good footy. The Swans are no different, the Giants are no different. So I think the intensity will be like the finals like game.
Does that qualifying finals game still burn in your mind at all, or do you just forget that?
At times, that we know they're a strong club, and you probably move on from the year before. What you take away from that game is the style of football that they play. It's a fierce brand of football, and we know that we need to bring it for 4 quarters. And as John said, we've brought that in patches this season, but against really good sides like the Giants, you need to bring that for the 4 quarters, and that'll be our focus going in.
Leon, we saw the physical approach that the Giants brought in last year's final against the Swans. Obviously, brought with it some suspension dramas. Will you be talking to the boys at all this week and asking them to sort of temper that at all, or are you eager for them to sort of play close to the line?
Oh, look, we obviously lost Steve Johnson in the final, and that was disappointing. It was a hard-fought game. I think there was some accidental, the ruck issue that Cal went up and hit Tippett in that incident was the reason probably why they brought in the change in the third man up. But as the guys have alluded to, I think it doesn't matter whether we played the SCG or Spotless or we played at ANZ in that final. It's always a physical game against the Swans, and we've worked on our contested ball over the last couple of years because we weren't up to scratch, and we knew that. We've got better, and we're still working on that. And it's been a pretty good last 3 weeks for us. But only a month ago, we got clearly smacked by the Crows by 10 goals. So it's ruthless competition. If we're not right on Saturday, then the Swans will carve us up. So it's it's going to be an intense game, and no doubt the rivalry when we come together, doesn't matter where we sit in the ladder, it's on.
Leon, are you confident that Josh Kelly will be able to stay, and how's he handling things with the extra attention on him this year?
Yeah, I hope so. Very rarely do you probably get such a big deal for that at such a young age. So it's going to be, testing for him, but confident that we're right down the track in negotiations with him like the last couple of months, and hopefully he sees fit to stay at our footy club, and we're confident that's going to happen. But I'd be lying to say that there's going to be a fair bit of speculation about that until obviously it does happen. He does put pen to paper. So, but in the last 2 weeks, when it's probably came into the public eye a fair bit more, I think he's handled it really, really well. He's pretty quiet young kid who just goes about his business, and I no doubt he'll do that this weekend. So, hopefully we can get him signed in the coming week.